It's the end of Season 4. This is the final full week here for Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. So today we're going to take a look at the week ahead, a little bit of what you can expect to see, and also some things you should absolutely do before the season ends. So that said, as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you looking forward to Season 5 and anything it may bring? Maybe not so much, whatever it is, feel free to let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. Let's aim for 1,000 likes here on this video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, Modern Warfare, anything COD related, especially as we gear up for Season 5. Make sure you stick it here if you're interested in any of that. That said, let's jump right into the discussion at hand. So I'll be the first to preface this here. It is likely that some of this information will either be confirmed or denied or potentially not mentioned at all, in which case that's perfect because then we can still talk about it with some regular relevance. As the time of this video going up, it was made a couple of days ago. I'm currently away, a couple of 100 miles away from my setup on a golf trip, but Call of Duty's blog post that goes live every single week may have touched on some of this stuff already, but the final week is here for Season 4 within Warzone and Black Ops Cold War, and we're still missing a couple of things, but also there's a few things you need to make sure you complete by the time runs out. So starting out here with some of the things that will be ending in terms of content, the first and likely already touched upon by Call of Duty's blog is that of the Mace, the final melee weapon here and final weapon of Season 4's offering being introduced within this week. Now, that likely going live on Thursday. We'll be coming along with a melee unlock challenge as we see with every other organic weapon. Probably going to be something pertaining to melee kills in X amount of matches, and you probably won't be able to back out. So unfortunately, that might take a little bit, but there's also probably going to be a shot bundle as well for immediate use. Now, the really interesting part that I'm looking forward to seeing is if we end up getting that CX-9 introduced as of this week. As we've talked about plenty of times and probably beaten it to death by now, is that that's rumored to be coming from Raven here before Season 5, or at least the assumption is before Season 5, because that's when we'll likely see those perk changes, perk adjustments, and in that Season 4 Reloaded patch notes, that's whenever they mentioned that in the meantime, before that ends up happening, we'll see a weapon we've been waiting for coming to the game. So if we see a weapon drop on Thursday for the Mace, it's possible we end up seeing the CX-9 as well, though I am a little bit confused as to why it's a bit off balance at that point. We'll have 3 weeks from the mid-season update as opposed to 1 week from Season 5's launch, and it wasn't right in the middle as it usually is, but anyways, I'd just be happy to see that finally introduced into the game. Then at that point, we can start pestering them about the RAL LMG if that doesn't come at the same time. And finally, for things as of this week to take advantage of, as we've mentioned beforehand, it's very likely we'll end up seeing a double battle pass progression event happening for this weekend, the final weekend of Season 4, before we round over into Season 5. Now, as we talked about last week, it is something they usually run that tier sale, try and get some cash out of you. Hopefully you saved your money, because with this, you'll be able to just grind it out organically. Just put some time in if you have some extra time this weekend and grind out your last items you have on your battle pass, or hopefully you've made it so far that that's an obtainable task. But talking about things you need to finish up, that's where I want to shift the topic of discussion, because you got a checklist of things you need to do before the season is over. Now, currently, the Battle Pass indicates that we'll end up seeing the changeover for Season 4 to Season 5 happen in just over a week's time, actually happening in about 7 days in a couple of hours. So Monday night into Tuesday morning, which isn't normal. I would actually expect this to, as of this Thursday, when a playlist update goes out, I would actually expect this to be fixed and to extend it until next Thursday, Wednesday going into Thursday, as we've seen with seasonal changeovers now for over a year at this point. We haven't seen a Tuesday update in quite a bit now at this point. That used to be the norm, updates Tuesday afternoons, but it's been moved to Thursdays for, I think, almost all of Modern Warfare's life cycle, and then with the pandemic, COVID happening, that was something that shifted them from afternoon updates to then overnight updates, kind of alleviating some stress here on servers from that increase in player traffic since everybody would have been home around that time when everything really shut down. So just alleviating that stress of increased network usage. Now, talking about these things you should absolutely catch up on, that of course is your battle pass. Like we mentioned, it's a perfect time as of this weekend because of that double tier progression. But for this, you don't want to miss out on the 100 tiers of content. You have things like your MG82 at tier 5, C58 at tier 31. And then also, there's actually a decent number of cool blueprints this season from things like the Wind Rider Pellington, Soldier B Krig, Flower Power Milano, Regal Sword Mac 10, Ancient Spear M82, High Stakes MG82, and the Forgotten Oasis C58. Plus, of course, you get the Operator of Jackal Plus at tier 100, that iridescent reactive skin that does have a couple of different upgrades that you can end up getting through character quests, but all those rewards are, again, only in the Battle Pass, and if Modern Warfare is any indication, we'll never see these items available anywhere else after this season. So if you haven't completed the Battle Pass, gotten up to tier 100, make sure you take some time to do that. Now, outside of that, there of course are other seasonal things you want to accomplish before time is up. At the very least, I'd suggest getting to level 50 if you haven't already throughout the season. Of course, then that will net you the Diamatti Hanjo blueprint. Honestly, not a bad looking blueprint for especially one that was free. Comes along with the infantry compensator, 6.5-inch TAC Ops barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, 24-round mag, and the Serpent Wrap, and the Diamatti honestly isn't a bad gun by any means. Is it the greatest in Warzone? Probably not, but in Cold War, it's actually one that can hold its own. I mean, it's the preferred pistol in pro play, so if you're taking a secondary, take that one. Plus a good-looking blueprint, I'm all for that. So make sure you at least hit level 50 here at this. If you want to, try and hit up Prestige Master. That is level 200 plus. You'll end up getting a ribbon on your overall career record. Unfortunately, I was out on another trip as of the last season's end, so I didn't get that season's Master Prestige one, so I'm not going to be able to complete that 6-star ribbon by the end of it, but not really the end of the world. You, of course, have your things like your Prestige Shop items and the buy-ins that go along with that, so if you want to pick up anything here before the season ends, any calling cards or anything like that, of course, Prestige Master calling cards you won't be able to access again once the rank refresh happens as of Season 5's launch. So if you want anything here out of that, make sure you buy that first and foremost before you end up resetting and then losing the ability to purchase those. Of course, also, if you want to reach any of the specific level ones, you're going to need to get to that point as well beforehand. And then finally, even though this really is something that will still carry over, you still have those seasonal challenges as well. The big thing here, because these are actually retroactive, you can go back and do these for past seasons. The big thing, if you want to care about completion at all, is just make sure you hit Master Prestige level 200 so that you end up having every challenge unlocked. Me personally, I'd love to just go back and actually do some of these here with this, but I actually can't get all of the mastery challenges done for it because I didn't hit level 200 in season 3, so therefore 3 of those challenges are locked. I won't be able to unlock those ever again. So while I can go back, I can do season 1, season 2, and then season 4 once this wraps up mastery, because I completed those master prestige grinds and got to level 200. 3 is still off limits, so if you care about that at all, make sure you at least get to 200 with that. But that's really about it. There are just a couple of those housekeeping things you want to make sure you do by the end of the season, so jump on those if you care at all about them. We're of course going to, over the course of the next week here, see a bunch of teasers coming out, whether that be initial teasers or potentially even an official trailer at some point. I would imagine the roadmap and trailer come as of next Monday and Tuesday, assuming that update is pushed back to next Thursday. But if it isn't, that could change the entire dynamic of how the week here unfolds. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. Just wanted to talk with you guys about the end of Season 4 here, touch on some housekeeping things, but also touch on some things to look forward to here in the final full week of Season 4. So that said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Are you looking forward to anything in particular here out of the final week of Season 4? Anything that you guys are maybe not so looking forward to? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But hopefully enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so I'm a single thing running all things Warzone, Cold War, Modern Warfare, anything relating to COD, we got you covered here on the channel. And especially as we gear up to Season 5, make sure you stick it here so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Pretty active on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.